All right, Tenant Bestie. So today I want to teach you guys how to work and operate, navigate the rent reality calculator. One of the reasons that I have created this calculator for you all, because knowing if you can afford an apartment when you move in or a rental property is a major factor in when you are locating your new home. So I've created this rent reality calculator. So no more guessing, no more wondering if you make two or three times the rent. Now you're going to know if you can afford it. So we're going to start by me teaching you how to pretty much navigate the rent reality calculator, right? Okay, so here on top of this calculator, where it says community standards, this is where you're going to put the number if it's three times the rent, if it's 2.5 times the rent. That's the amount that the apartment community wants you to be able to afford. So you're going to put three times the rent here. So here you're going to put a number three. Monthly rent. How much is the apartment that you're wanting to rent? How much is the monthly rent? The monthly rent, let's just say for the sake of the tracker, that your monthly rent is going to be $1,900 a month, right? Here on the paycheck stub area, you're going to be looking at your gross income on your paycheck stubs and your pay period. I put a little box here to the side so that you'll know, the system will know how to calculate your pay periods. So if you get paid bi-weekly, you're going to enter in a 26. If you get paid twice a month, 24. If you get paid monthly, 12. If you get paid once a week, you're going to put 52. So for the sake, we're going to say that Tamara Lachey, we're going to say I get paid bi-weekly, 26. We're going to say that my gross income, I am looking on my paycheck stubs and I can see that my gross income on that paycheck stub is 2159. On the next paycheck stub, it may be 2040. On the next paycheck stub, it may be 2,189. When this populates here, this amount will be our monthly income. Our monthly income, just based off here, the apartment is $1,900 a month in the apartment community, or the landlords, they are requiring us to make three times the rent. How do we know if we can afford it? We're going to scroll down. And in this number, I tell you, if red, the income provided does not meet the qualification standards. So if this was my actual income here at the top, and the apartment community, they want me to make three times the rent. The monthly rent is $1,900. Here is my average of my monthly income. The spreadsheet turned red. Red means the income provided does not meet the qualification standards. Okay, that's for someone who gets paid bi-weekly standard. Okay, now let's just say we're going to take this information out, right? Let's take this out. And let's talk about my people who may get paid, our entrepreneurs. Let's talk about our entrepreneurs, right? And most of the time, if you are presenting your bank statements as income, you are going to do the exact same thing, right? My name is Tamara Lachey. And in this part of the spreadsheet, it wants to know your total monthly deposits. So you're going to have to look at your bank statement and add the total monthly deposits here. Your total monthly deposits. So for the first month, you could have made $4,000, right? For the second month, you could have had $2,500. For the third month, let's say you made $3,200. This is the total deposits for month 1, month 2, month 3. Remember, we still have to make three times the rent. The apartment or rental property that we're interested in is $1,900 a month. Let's change that to 3,200. And we scroll down. Again, if it's red, that means that I cannot afford this apartment at $1,900. Now, just for shits and giggles, let's see if this apartment was $1,500. Even at $1,500 a month, my income, the average of my income, still would not be enough to afford this apartment. Y'all know cost of living is expensive right now, and 30% of our income goes toward our rent. Look at that. Look at that. So when you guys are going into an apartment community and you're getting denied solely based off of the fact that you don't have enough income, this is the breakdown of your income. So for this particular apartment at $1,000 a month, if this is my monthly income average, I can only afford an apartment that's $1,000 a month. Spreadsheet went green. Green means go. Green means go fill out that application. That's exactly what it means. Okay, let's give scenario number 3. I am needing to make 2.5 times the rent. Let's say that the rent's $1,600. And I don't have a job just yet, but I got an offer letter. I have signed an offer letter for my new job. And they're going to pay me $65,000 a year. Did you guys see what the spreadsheet just did? They gave me an offer letter. My gross annual income from that offer letter is $65,000. That means here, monthly, my annual average gross income is $5,416.67. The spreadsheet went green, which simply means green means go. Green means as far as my income, when it is time for me to check the reality of my income, I can apply. Now, keep in mind there's other things that you need to consider before you just mash the gas and go. But far as income, you now have a green light on your income. Let's say this same apartment required you to make 3 times the rent at your same $65,000. Spreadsheet is still a solid green. That means that you can afford it, right? Let's say that you and your partner are both trying to make sure that you can afford this income, correct? Let's say you may have one spouse who makes 30,000, right? And then here at the top, we're going to say the wife may get paid bi-weekly, right? And her first check is going to be $1,500 a month. The next check's going to be $1,200. And remember, this is $1,200 for the 2-week pay period. Then her next check may be $1,380. The monthly rent's $1,600 a month. The community standard is 3 times the rent. Here at the bottom would be the husband let's give him a solid 50K, 50,000. Look at the spreadsheet. This is saying between the two combined, wife's annual income average 2946.67, the husband's income of 50,000. Here, this is his annual income. Spreadsheet goes green, which simply means when it comes to rent, the rent reality, that they can afford this income. Because remember, if they go on an application together, their income will be combined, right? Now, let's take the husband off from down here, or the partner from here, and let's move him here. Let's say that he also gets paid bi-weekly. And let's say that his income, or his gross income for his first paycheck would be $1,100. Then 1160. And then on his last check, let's say he may have gotten a little bonus, so maybe 1,300. These are going to be the average income of both of these people combined. Now, let's scroll down to the bottom to see if they can afford it. Together, they can safely afford $1,600 a month at a community, which requires them to make 3 times the rent. Now, let's up the ante here a little bit. $2,000 a month. Let's say this same couple looked for an apartment or rental property that cost them $2,000 a month, and the management company wanted them both to have 3 times the rent combined. See how the spreadsheet went red? Safely, they cannot afford to live in an apartment community or a rental property that costs them $2,000 a month, especially with a community standard of 3 times the rent. Now, if this was maybe 2.5, let's see. 2.5 times the rent, they can safely afford 551778. But at 3 times the rent, this same couple cannot afford. So I just wanted to make sure that I created this video for you guys so that you can know how to operate the rent reality calculator. When you are applying for rental properties or applying for an apartment, you should be able to make sure that you can calculate your own income. I've seen a lot of applications get denied solely based off of income. If you apply for an apartment and you're paying an application fee of $250 and your application gets denied solely based off of insufficient income, shame on you. You're bad, because it is your responsibility to make sure that you thoroughly check your income and verify to see if you can safely afford this apartment or afford this rental property. If you don't do the work, you just gave the landlord or the apartment community that you're wanting to apply for, you just gave away $250. And you didn't check, and you didn't verify your own information. It is your job to verify your own information safely and accurately before you submit an application. Because once your application is submitted to that apartment community or that management company, once they add up your check stubs, they're doing the same method. Their system is. And so if you didn't do the legwork to just see if you can safely afford it, you're going to lose money every time. I hope that this video really helps you guys. I am Tamara Lachey, your eviction coach. Here in this space, I teach you all things apartment property management related. I teach you everything that I know to elevate your living experience. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.